Hi, I'm back again with part 2, going through some of my projects from last year. So, just to continue, this is another 4x4 page with acrylic background and stamping, some torn book page, collage image and a stamped image. Again for an online art challenge like all the others in part 1. This was a spring themed challenge with a blue and a creamy colour background. I used 2 inks for this one. I used the Distress ink in Faded Jeans, and then I used the wrinkle free distress technique that Tim Holtz uses, and then I went over it with some chalk ink in Thatched Straw just to fill in the gaps there, and then added some grunge board and flowers and a vintage image. This was for a Gothic Art challenge where your piece of artwork has to be in the shape of an arch, and the theme for this one was school days. So again, distress inks in the background, stamping, some torn book page and collage image. Then I'm going to show you, I have made quite a lot of pendants using various techniques and altering items. So this one here uses shrink plastic, which was it was the frosted shrink plastic, and it was just torn randomly to create that shape, stamped. It was coloured with just chalks and some little embellishments added at the end, and the gold around the edges is Krylon pen. I don't know if you can see that too well. So that's that one, and I have quite a lot of dominoes that I've altered. This is not all of them, but just a few. So this one is, the image is by Cherry Pie. In fact, all the ones I'm going to show you, the images are by Cherry Pie. So they were stamped directly onto the dominoes and then coloured with the Dirondac pens and some glossy accents over, and around the outside, if you can see that, is gold Krylon pen and just some charms at the bottom. Same technique for this one, and a charm at the bottom, and this one as well. I haven't added a charm on this one yet, but I have drilled the hole for it. And then, oops, something's caught. These ones here are a technique called Faux Carnival glass, where you use fantasy film and ultra thick embossing powder, and basically you heat up the embossing powder on some glass, and then you add the fantasy film and then you stamp into it. So it's quite a cool technique. You do need a quite bold stamp to do that, otherwise you lose the clarity of the image. So there's another one, and they were all different colours of ultra thick on the glass. So if you look at the back, you can see the colour of the ultra thick without the shimmer of the fantasy film. They are actually a lot more sparkly in real life than what they're showing on here. That's showing a bit more sparkle. And that one as well. And if anyone wants a tutorial video to show exactly how you do this technique, leave me a comment and I'll see what I can do for that. Then I'm going to show you this as well, because this is a bit weird and wonderful. One of the art challenge sites was to alter a spoon. So this is basically a spoon, which I covered it with alcohol ink, and then I put beads. Beads were glued on all around the edge there. Vintage image added. Then I stamped some little, not stamped, cut some little squares out of silver cardstock and ran them through Cuttlebug to give them some texture, alcohol inks them, and then I punched some tiny little holes and added some charms all the way down, and then I put the centre some little epoxy stickers that spell out dream. So it was quite a fun project, very challenging. Not sure I'd do it again, but there you go. This was a postcard challenge where you had to make, for this one, postage people. Basically you had to take an image and put a postage stamp over the top of it. So I thought these two worked quite well together because they line up really well, but it was quite a big challenge that. And the background I really like on this one. It's done with distress inks and postcard stamps and bits of torn paper. This one was created for a challenge where you had to do something in the style of Tisha Moore. So if you don't know Tisha Moore's work, go and check out her website. It's these are her images that have all been cut out and put onto here. So I really like this style, I have to say. It's a bit weird and wonderful, a bit quirky. So that was that one. This is a canvas that I did. This was actually for a swap with one of my online Yahoo groups that I'm involved with, and I liked it so much that I made myself a second one. So one went to a swap partner and I kept one of them. And the background was a Adirondack colour wash sprays mixed with some white paint as well. And then the images were actually stamped onto tissue paper, and the tissue paper was added over the top. If you adhere tissue paper to canvas with something like Mod Podge, it goes clear afterwards, so you get this really nice effect that it looks like it's all been stamped onto there. Then this one, I really like this one. I can't remember what the theme for this one was, but I like the fact that I love that collage image, really vintage image, and I put the quote on there from obviously John Lennon's song. So I liked how that came out. This one was a postcard theme, and the theme for it was Edgar Allen Poe. So I found the Raven poem and took an extract from it to create that. And it's going a bit strange on the camera. There's a canvas background onto that. That's why it looks a bit pixelated almost on the camera. Another Gothic Art challenge. I can't remember the theme for this one. But again, Adirondack colours in the background, stamped, vintage image, a little bit of Prima and some lace. A tag. Most of what I do use is distress inks or Adirondack inks, I have to say, for the backgrounds. And most of it's very vintagey or grungy as well. This one isn't shown anywhere because there's an obvious mistake on it. So I'm sure you can spot what it is. I liked how it turned out, so I kept it even though it's got a mistake on it. It's not on my blog. Another little canvas. So this time acrylics on the background. There's a little bit of embossing there with opals, embossing powders just around the edges here and there, and a digital image. Couple more tags here. That one's with the Cuttlebug, and there is some glimmer spray on there. It's the Moonshadow ink that's on there. And I think the theme was Stone Angels for that one. And another one, I don't think this was for any particular challenge, this one. I think I just created this one. And this one's, I quite like this one as well because it's very vintagey and I've got some sewing on there. These stamps are Oxford Impression stamps. And again, I'm going to be out of time, so I'm going to leave it there. And I may do part 3 if anybody wants to see any more. Okay, leave a comment please, and thanks for watching.